Right, we're vlogging today. As always, I feel like the morning is a bit of a rush once you add a toddler into the mix. So I really wanted to have a shower this morning. Just a quick little like body shower because I did a fake tan last night. You know when it's... I do find the tan luxe actually isn't super chickeny, biscuity, stinky. In fact, I can't smell it on my skin at all. But you know, just to feel fresh. I wanted to feel fresh for my workout, but then I guess I'm gonna get sweaty anyway, so it's fine. We are working with it. And yeah, I'm gonna get a workout in that actually wasn't a place, like I had to put my name on a waiting list. And then at 9 o'clock last night, I got an email notification that was like, your space is booked on. So I've had like less than 12 hours to mentally prepare, but I'm pleased I got on because it's a reformer Pilates class, so I can't get the same kind of workout in that genre at home. So yeah, that's what we're getting ready for today. I'm starting the day good. I'm starting the day sore because I did a Peloton strength workout yesterday. I've realised that I need to switch my training around a bit. I'm doing, like, for the last kind of year, I've done quite a lot of cardio. Obviously, like, I love my spin. I've been doing like spin 2-3 times a week. But this year I want to do a bit more strength. I feel like I've got to a good place in my cardio. Wow, that's something I never thought I would say. So I want to focus a little bit more on strength and like conditioning in my routine. So doing a bit more Pilates and doing some strength workouts. I really want to do like an arm and a leg workout per week on Peloton. That'd be really good. But also factoring in a bit of running. And I still want to do my one spin a week. I'm still like, can't let go of that. I'm like, no, I still want to do my one spin. And I've been doing the same 20-minute beginner's run. It's a Robin run. I'll link it down below for you actually, because it's just such a good beginner's run. And when I started it compared to now, I've managed to shave 2 minutes off my like mile, I don't know what the pace is, whatever the pace measurement is, I've managed to shave 2 minutes off of it, which is so freaking cool, so freaking cool. So yeah, anyway, enough waffling, let's get changed. For me, workout wear really isn't a category that I invest in too much these days because I kind of made my investments and now, yeah, like years later, I'm still wearing them. So it's a sports bra underneath that I've had for years. I'll link it down below for you. I think it's called like an Align sports bra. It's like double-sided. Oh gosh, I am so sore. I'm really hoping that once we kind of move around, I forget how sore I am. But even just crouching down to go on the loo this morning was painful. These are the Lululemon Align pants that I've had for ages. This actually is new. This is one of my newer pieces. First thing I bought workout-wise for a very long time. I got this in New York when I decided I wanted to become a runner, and I realised that I needed a long sleeve top because I actually didn't own any workout long sleeve tops. So yeah, there's this, and then, oh, these are from Fluid Form Pilates, and they're the grippy socks. Oh, ow. But they're nice because they're long, so these keep me nice and warm as well. I was gonna put my shoes on, but I think I need to brush my teeth first. Before I brush my teeth, I just want to show you my skin, because if you saw my reel or like any TikToks where I've like done my makeup or anything, you would have known that I'm struggling with my skin a bit. But actually, this is the best guys that it's looked probably since about August last year. It's that feeling when you look in the mirror and you notice that it's changing in a good way is such relief. You're like, oh my gosh, something that I'm doing is finally working. So yeah, I've still got, I mean, this is all psoriasis around my head here and in my eyebrow, and a little bit here, a little bit on my nose, a little bit here. So the psoriasis is like one thing. I'm actually not too bothered about that because I'm just like, we all know if you have psoriasis, it's really tricky to get rid of. It like flares up, it goes away, it comes back. I'm kind of like one thing at a time. I was having psoriasis, perioral dermatitis, and blemishes, like quite bad cystic spots, all at the same time. So I'm like, you know what? Just psoriasis, I can handle that. My blemishes are so much better. I've just got a bit of kind of scarring left over from that. So yeah, that's again something else to deal with. And then my perioral dermatitis is around my nose and this bit around my mouth, but it's so much better. It's just like a little bit red at the moment instead of being red, and also that texture, if you've had it before, it looks like spots, but it's not spots. It's like it's like having sandpaper on your face, basically. So yeah, to be at the point where we're just dealing with like the redness of it rather than the redness and the itchiness and the irritation and all of that. Yeah, I could not be happier with my skin right now. Oh my gosh. Maybe when I'm back, I'll share you my whole routine. Please ignore one of the many dehumidifiers that live in our house. I'm always like, wow, my skin is so dry. And then I'm like, oh yeah, basically every room has one of these bad boys in. Can you even see? I mean, I don't really care what I look like in the car on the way to a Pilates class. But yeah, these trainers, they're like athletic propulsion lamps, I think. I've had these since I had a personal trainer at the gym. Like, who remembers those days, like pre-wedding? Gosh, that was a long time ago. That was like 8-9 years ago now. So just throw those on, cos jacket over the top. Looks quite chilly today. I need my keys. I'm gonna pop my squash into a water bottle and then I'm good to go. Right, I'll see you probably in the car on the way back because I feel kind of awkward. I mean, like filming a workout class, I don't want to get anyone's face in the back of it and it's quite like tight in there. So maybe when we get back into the car, I'll do a little reenactment of everything that it included. But if you've never tried Reformer Pilates before, I mean, I've been doing it now for a very long time and there's still new things. Like there's still a move and I'm like, oh, I've never done that move before. It really, if you struggle with workouts being quite repetitive and feeling boring to you, and yeah, I feel like it's a good, I want to say, and there's a lot of lying down, but actually sometimes in the classes that I'm doing, I'm like, there's not that much lying down in today's class. But it feels new, it feels exciting, it's always different. I like that it challenges me, and yeah, I don't get super bored. And the classes are only like 45 minutes, 50 minutes long, so that's like a good, by the time you're like, I can't do this any longer, you're like, oh, I've got 5 minutes of the class left, and it's a nice little stretch before I go home. So big fan, very big fan of doing like at least one of those a week, 2 if I possibly can, although I'm doing my sewing class at the moment, which is taking up, oh my gosh, it's sewing class day. Oh, I love these days because it's sewing class day, and because I'm doing that, I can't really fit in as much Pilates as I normally do, hence why we're doing it this morning. Gosh, I really am rambling now. I haven't vlogged for a long time. I feel like we've got a lot to say. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I feel like doing at least 1, if not 2 of these a week, along with various like Peloton at homey things, like doing my strength workouts, doing a run, doing a class on the bike. It just, that feels like realistic for me and enjoyable as well, which is like the most important thing. Anyway, right, less rambling, let's go. Silly me thinking that class would be completely all right. That class had the most single leg work I've done in a Pilates class, like maybe ever. Oh my gosh. She's like, right, we're just gonna start with some single leg work. I was like, no. And it really went on for a long time, but it was a really good class. The place I go to do a mix of sort of signature classes, dynamic, they do bounce classes, they do like really good variety, and that was a signature class, which meant it didn't mean it was easier than a dynamic class. A dynamic class tends to be a bit more cardio based, but it tends to be a bit more kind of like the classic Pilates repertoire, which it felt like what I needed. At the end we had a really good stretch. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, see me thinking that would be completely all right. I've programmed myself to do, I'd scheduled to do a run tomorrow. I'm telling you now that's not gonna happen. Like I need to do just like arms or like a very low impact cycling class or nothing at all, quite honestly, like a good old stretch. But yeah. I might quickly pop to the shops on the way back because there's a few things that I want to buy for this little kind of pseudo chocolate truffle recipe that I've been making that sounds disgusting. When you say like, oh, they're basically chocolate truffles that are made mostly of tahini, it's interesting, but honestly, they taste so good. So I need to go get some more tahini, some more dark chocolate. What else do I need? I get some more cashew butter, just some bits and bobs. I'm going to do a very quick mini shop. So let's do that and then I'll show you a haul. Okay, quick little supermarket haul. I've rested you here. We're not moving. It's all good. A pineapple. I didn't go in looking for a pineapple, but I just saw this. I'm hungry. And you know what? You know, you go to the supermarket and you're hungry and you just end up buying very unplanned things. I think a pineapple rates quite like highly on the scale of like, that's a pretty good buy. I don't know, I just thought, yeah, I fancy a couple of slices of that. I also went wild on the Lindt 70% chocolate because this stuff is expensive and it was on offer. So I got loads. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, I'm really into just having healthier, let's just put it in air quotes there because it's basically just different ways of combining like dates and nut butter and chocolate basically. I'm really up for having healthier kind of sweet options. They're also quite good because they keep in the freezer, so that's good because you can make them and they just, well, they could theoretically last a very long time in the freezer, but they don't, because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have a little chocolate truffle. And basically I've got 3 different types in my freezer at the moment. Maybe I'll talk you through them when we get back, but they all contain dark chocolate of some kind, and I just think this one is very, very tasty. Melts really easily in the microwave as well, because I can never be bothered to get like the double boiler thing out. Double boiler, broiler, you know what I mean? So that was on offer, so we got plenty of those. We were out of these, the quinoa packages. Bizarrely, Ralph really likes these, so we're like, sure, you crack on, and we really like them as well. Sometimes we have rice, sometimes we have quinoa, sometimes we have a mix. Just handy to have. Organic coconut sugar, this was on offer as well, and I need this for the chocolate truffle recipe that I make. I'm pretty sure it's dark chocolate, wait, let me see if I can remember. Dark chocolate, tahini, coconut cream, honey, maple syrup, agave, whatever you want to use, and then I want to say maybe it has like a nut butter in as well. It sounds kind of gross, but honestly, I'm really into them. They taste really nice, and you can make them into like actual chocolate truffles as well. So I've been going through this, so I need more of that. And then tahini, because yeah, that truffle recipe has tahini in. Also, quite a few of the other things I've been making have tahini in, and I'm like, sure. It's a nice way of adding that texture, that like kind of creamy texture in, but you don't actually taste it. It doesn't taste, because I find tahini can be quite bitter sometimes, it doesn't taste bitter. So there you go. Right, car journey back. I'm gonna listen to my favorite, Who Weekly. Who Weekly, yes, I've got tickets to their London show. They're finally doing a London show. I've listened to Who Weekly for 8 years. We went to New York to see the New York show, but they are finally doing a London show. I'm so happy. I missed out on tickets the first time around, but they released more. I got some tickets from me and Mark. We're gonna go see them again. Had such a good time last time. I am like, honest, like, I'm a hooligan to my core. Whenever I mention this, people are like, oh my God, you love Who Weekly. Guys, I love Who Weekly. It's the only podcast that I listen to. I mean, it has to be, because they do 2 episodes a week that are easily an hour long. Then they do a Patreon, which is like an hour and a half long. That is 3.5 hours of Who Weekly in a week. It's the only one I got time to fit in, but I love it. I just love really crap Z-lister celebrity culture. Like, it's my guilty pleasure. So in fact, I'm not even guilty about it. I just love it. So I'm gonna put that on now. The angel and devil of shows. Before I forget, here is what's in the freezer. Like I said, just trying to eat like, overall less sugar. Like, these things still have sugar in, just like healthier swaps, slightly less sugar, trying lots of different things for the old skin, psoriasis, gut, the whole shebang. And these are really, really handy just to like have with your lunch, have with a little snack, have like when you're watching Traitors. Currently watching the Australian version. We really like that. Just a little nibble in the evenings. I like to have variety. You know what? One of these actually does look really gross, but I promise they're probably the best tasting. I'll talk you through and then I'll link all of the recipes down below. I'm pretty sure they're either like Instagram or TikTok. Once you start, that's the with TikTok, once you start liking something here and there, then it just serves you all the time. But like I said, kind of all of them have a nut butter of some kind, chocolate of some kind. Quite a lot of them have like almond meal in, or like protein powder. But yeah, there's a good little mix going on here, so let's show you what I got. I'm just taking them out of the freezer. These are delicious. These are like a cookie dough ball, and they're big, oh yeah, with some sea salt on top. But like a vanilla cookie dough ball dipped in dark chocolate. Oh my gosh, those are delicious. These are the ones that look a bit gross, but are probably one of my favorites. This is what I got the ingredients for today, so I can make some more. They're actually tahini, coconut sugar, dark chocolate, coconut cream, and maple syrup, and that's it. And then you just mix it together and get this batter that you can then put in the freezer, and it firms up and you can roll it into balls. But I think next time I'm gonna try and put it into the freezer in dollops, just so it's less messy. But yeah, that is so good. And then these might be my favorite. These are a bit like a Twixy type bar situation. Just, I think it's like almond flour and coconut oil on the bottom. The middle is, I think I did mine with cashew butter, like a few different things mixed together, and then just dark chocolate on the top with some cracked sea salt. Oh my gosh, those ones are delicious. So yeah, if like me, you're trying to reduce the old sugar intake, but still like a little sweet number, these are all so good. This is what I look like most of the time walking around the house. I bathe myself in this, the Aven sickle fate. So like anywhere that I've got redness, dryness, and I'm in the house, like who cares? No one can see me. I just put such a thick layer of that all over, and then obviously before I put makeup on, I'm leaving the house, I just blend it in. Much better. Right, makeup wise, I might just go in with a bit of concealer. I wore this the other day. People reminded me, they were like, Anna, the Ilia is so good for sensitive skin. I used the Super Serum Skin Tint in the shade ST6. I've had that for a while. So I used that at the weekend, and I liked the finish, but I just had one of those moments where I just wanted to like wipe everything off my face. Do you know what I mean? You kind of put your makeup on, you're just like, oh, it's too much makeup. It just felt a bit too makeup-y. I don't know. So I ended up kind of wiping a lot of it off. So I think I'm just gonna put the Ilia concealer everywhere that I need it, which kind of is everywhere, but it just makes me feel like I haven't got it everywhere. And the Western Atelier brush, just blending in. Someone was like, Anna, do you think your brushes are messing up your skin? That is food for thought. I know they always look dirty. I'd say I clean them on like a once a week basis, every 2 weeks for sure. I should definitely get a little bit better at that though. So just done a bit of laptopy stuff, and also after this I want to record a quick little what I'm wearing today video that I'll put on TikTok and Instagram. I'll snap a picture of it for the Substack. Like we are capturing all the content today, but I actually need to pop along the coast a little bit because I need to go to a fabric shop. I need some, can't remember what the word of it is, but I need basically this like tissue, it's not tissue paper, this very, very thin lining. Have I told you about my sewing class? I can't remember if I did or not. I feel like in my plan with me video, I'll link that in the corner. Oh, I haven't done that in a while. I'll link that up in the corner for you. I mentioned that I want to do more hobbies again. Like last year I did ceramics with my mom, I did a floristry course, and it was really fun. It was really, really fun doing stuff like that. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed having just that time for myself, and even though it's the evening and I just want to be curled up in front of the TV, scrolling on my phone quite honestly, it's been good to force myself out for one evening a week. And yeah, I've taken up, it's called Dressmaking for Beginners. It's a course at a local college. There's actually only one other beginner in the class because the rest of the people, it's more like a sewing club, I guess. The rest of the people have done the course before and just use it as a space to sew. And, you know, obviously you get to use all the sewing machines. They have an overlocker there. And obviously the person running the class really knows what they're talking about. So it's really handy when you get stuck that you can ask them questions. Can I be bothered to put mascara on? I don't think I can. I think the answer is no. So yeah, it's more like an informal sewing group, I guess. And if you'd asked me what I thought it was before I started, I wouldn't have said it was like this. I thought we'd all be in a row with our sewing machine in front of us and like doing the same thing, but actually it's really nice. Everyone has their own projects, everyone's sort of asking questions, you're looking at what other people are making, and it's just a really lovely, supportive group of people. So on the first week, we learned how to put a thread, like thread needle basically in the sewing machine, which is really confusing. I had no idea. It's like a 15-step process. So there you go, the more you know. I'm gonna have to do that again tonight. I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous. That makes me nervous, just even threading the needle onto the machine. So that was week one, and we learned how to make a pincushion. Like that was the first time we used the sewing machine. We had homework to then go home, find a pattern, find fabric, print the pattern. Like we then had to decide what we wanted to make. I've gone for this, I'll put it on the screen. It's a Tessuti Fabrics pattern called the Bondi dress. Mainly because I really wanted this dress. I'll put another photo on the screen here. I think the account's called Courtney Grow. I think that's the creator, and I saw this dress last year and I actually commented, like I left a comment and was like, where is this from? I love this dress. It's just a brown linen, like summer dress. So I'm hoping that what I end up making looks a little bit like that. That would be great. I really wanted to make something that I actually wanted to wear. That's the whole point. You get to make a garment that is completely made for your body. Like I have learned I have a very long waist to nape measurement, apparently. 2 inches longer than average. I have a long torso, there you go, I had no idea. So the second week we cut out our pieces, and then week 3, which was last week, was like, right, start, because we're all doing different things that have completely different instructions. You basically just, you're like left with your sewing machine. You're like, right, I guess I'm starting. I'll show you where I've got to actually downstairs. I mean, that was the quickest of quick makeup looks. Ilia concealer, Makeup by Mario, Anastasia brow freeze. I'm liking this. I'm really liking this. I think I might like this more than the Patrick Tar. I mean, it sticks your brows down to the point that you can put a jumper on over the top and they really don't move. It does make, of course, these things, they're not going to make your brows nice and soft. That's like not the point. They're very crusty to the point that Ralph will like get his finger and be like, ooh, crispy, like as he puts his finger through them. But I feel like it's a little bit more foolproof than the Patrick Tar that kind of rolled out of the brows sometimes. I don't know, I'm really liking it. I feel kind of, I've been so on the Patrick Tar for so long. I feel nervous, like am I ready to jump ship? I really like it. I really, really like it. Was that everything? Maybe I should put a bit of lip balm on actually. Summer Fridays Pink Sugar. Scrape off the mole. So the next part of my instructions for my Bondi dress stated that I needed this lining, and the teacher was like, yeah, you're gonna wanna make sure that you have that before the next class. That class is tonight. So luckily I've got a spare hour to quickly hop into town, and actually Mark is free. So we're gonna go together and go like grab a coffee whilst we're there. And I'm actually really excited to go to this fabric shop. The teacher was like, this is the best one locally. It's apparently quite big. So I don't know, I'm quite excited to go. But overall, loving my class, genuinely look forward to the day that my class is. It was at the weekend and I was like, oh, only like a couple of days to my sewing class again. So it's been really nice and really fun. I'll show you where I've got to. Okay, let me show you where I've got to. Also, Mark has made a slow cook, oh my gosh, it looks so good. A slow cooked turkey chili for tonight. It smells amazing in here right now. So this is my little bag. I had to tidy up with it after last week's class because there was just stuff everywhere. Kind of, you're in there and it's, how long is the class? It's 2.5 hours, but it goes so quickly and you're kind of just in the moment, and like I was like, what do I do with all my old pattern pieces? So I put those in a little pocket in case I need them. I've got a spare fabric. I've got my instructions in here. So I think I'm going to take them with me just in case I need to reference them when I'm in the shop. So I'll take that. And then this, this is my dress so far. This is it from the back. So it'll be like this. That's my dress from the back so far, can you see? I will say, that's the thing with when something is handmade and this is your first attempt. Things like this should match up with that line, but it doesn't, and that's okay because, you know, it's my first attempt. Also, my first attempt with the overlocker was hideous because I didn't put down the foot. The teacher came over and was like, what has happened there? However, my second attempt, which is this bit on the top, is much better. So, you know, we're learning, progress and all that. So the back is actually done. I can't remember what part I'm gonna be doing tonight. I have to show you. But yeah, I couldn't believe that. Just from one lesson, we have the back of a dress. So that was really cool. And I learned all about tailor tacks last week and then completely forgot to actually reference them when I was putting stuff together. Oh, here's my, am I showing you this? Am I showing you my pin cushion? It's really bad. It's super wonky. It looks like a piece of ravioli. But yeah, I think everything I need is in there. I've got my instructions. I'm gonna take those with me. Right, let's go. I just realised maybe you want the OOTD as well. Oh gosh, I'm really gonna have to go. Am I fully in frame over here? Maybe I'll take it out. We're miles away. Hopefully you can see the shoes. I was maybe not. I was so excited about these shoes. They are a vintage purchase, but a purchase that I originally owned. They're from Topshop. They're a snake skin boot. If you've been here since these days, then you're a true OG. If you remember the original time I owned these, they're originally from Topshop. I stupidly sold them, and then I couldn't stop thinking about them one night in bed. Went on Vinted. There was multiple pairs. I was like, this is exactly what I want. My feet have kind of changed size anyway since being pregnant, so actually I probably would have needed the size up now anyway these days. So I was very happy to find them for £10. It was a mistake that I made. we won't make the same mistake again. So I've got those on with the Suzanne jeans. You might remember, if you follow me on Instagram, I've done like a little poser shot over here wearing these. But they're really good. They're like a good dupe for like a Levi's 501 type jean, which I'm actually going to sell my Levi's 501s. I think I mentioned this. I did, I think a deja vu moment. I mentioned this in the last video. They've just got really baggy on me, but these are my new kind of baggy, boyfriendy type fit jean. The top, kind of leaving it untucked, which makes me feel a bit strange, but going for the boxy look today. And this is from the Arcade men's section. Again, it's like I've had for a while, just a navy wool top, very, very, very warm. I've got my Mejuri chain on, Skims t-shirt underneath. These earrings are from a brand called Moya, I think that's the brand. I'm doing a job with Selfridges and saw these and were like, oh, they are very nice. And then over the top, just doing Whistles jacket, Whistles leather jacket. It's not actually that cold today. It's just a bit grim and like grey outside. And then sleeve over back. There you go. That is today's look. Right, now we can actually leave. Got it. It's this. Super thin called interfacing. There you go. The more you know. Very happy. Got my ½ metre of fabric. Should have plenty left over. This place is amazing. They're so friendly. You've got all this fabric. Yeah, I feel like I've been here a long time, but I'm with you, so we'll go grab some coffee. But yeah, what a cute little place. Let's go. You can't take us anywhere.
Let's just have a little look at things, you know?
Just having a little browse. One thing we actually really do need though are these. These are like 2 utensils. We've only got one and we've got like one broken fish knife.
We've had that for so long. I think we got that in the London flat.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
And it's broken and we use it every single day, so we're just going past vets. And we were like, you know what? We'll get one to replace that and we'll get like a flat one as well, because we do use these all the time. And then you want a little tea strainer. There you go. Right, what did you go for?
Flat white.
Nice. Had mint tea.
Mint tea that I was drinking.
Do you know what though? I'm into my hot drinks at the moment. This is actually very nice, but I have to, one was my spoon. It's just a bit hot for me.
Drink it off the spoon.
Just not used to like hotness, but I enjoy the mint tea, so I'm just having a little. I've got a call in 3 minutes, so I need to make this really quick. But number one, these are the little chocolate truffle things. So before, I used to make the chocolate truffle thing, and then I used to put it in a bowl in the freezer, and then get a scoop and scoop it out and make it into balls. But actually it was so messy, and it was really hard to scoop out, so I've just dropped them this time. Took a tablespoon measure and just like dropped them onto baking paper, and then they just peel off like this. And you end up with a chocolate truffle disc. Look at that. The texture is so good. I was feeling a bit peckish before the meeting, so thought I'd just have a couple of these. So the meeting is with one of the co-founders of this app that I found over Christmas. It's called Index. Those are my favorite people on Substack were talking about it. And I was like, this is so interesting. Obviously I've used wearing for like 1.5 years now. And it's a similar thing, like a wardrobe, digital, like an online digital wardrobe basically. And I downloaded the app and was like, damn, this app is so a bit of me. Like, it's just a very gorgeous app. I mean, maybe I'll do like a proper video about it next week. Let me know if you want to talk about all things digital wardrobe, because I've basically migrated over to the Index platform, which I'm very excited is going to be happening on there soon. A new offering from yours truly, so you might want to get cataloguing your wardrobe on there in preparation, but also if you're already on Wearing, or is it called like Style Look, or any of those other platforms, actually really easy to like move stuff over because you've already got all the photos on your phone. It's easy to kind of like screen grab, move it over. But they're just doing, I feel like they're doing stuff that I've wanted Wearing to do for like years. They've made it very easy to do certain things, really easy to connect with other people's wardrobes. I have an open wardrobe on there, so there's actually a link. I'll put it in the description box actually. That it's just my wardrobe. The whole thing, it's just there. So that's really cool because that's something I've never had before. I've never been able to like literally share every single item in my wardrobe. You can like click on it or take you to the link or a dupe. So yeah, I'm really excited for what they're doing as a platform, what I'll be doing soon on that platform. And yeah, this is basically just a teaser to be like, it might be worth starting to catalogue things on there because we can do cool stuff together on there. But yeah, I've got a quick call with one of the co-founders, Devon, so I'm gonna go literally run to that. It's now, okay, right, bye. That was such a brilliant call. It's so lovely to just meet people who are just on the same wavelength. The founders are just such like wonderful women. It's like women-led, and yeah, they're just very knowledgeable, and I just think they're building something really cool that I am very excited to be a part of in my own little way. I've been digitally cataloguing my wardrobe for so long now that I have like lots of thoughts about like the good parts of it and the parts of it that could be improved, and they were just like there taking it on board. So yeah, I just think there's very cool things coming. If you're into the digital wardrobe thing already, there's something kind of exciting coming your way. So, I mean, I'm gonna launch it tomorrow. You probably know what I'm talking about anyway. But yeah, say you're on Wearing or Style Book or something like that already, there's gonna be something that can help you come over to Index if that is something that you want to give a go, because it just feels like there's more fun things and more like ways that we can connect on there. I just think they're building something that's going to be really special and really cool. So that's very exciting. If you're a paid subscriber to my newsletter, you will find out what it is later on today. But I will talk about it on Instagram tomorrow and do some like TikToks and stuff next week. And then, yeah, maybe next Sunday I'll do a bit of a digital wardrobe, I'm just throwing my spatula around, like a digital wardrobe workshop. Oh, I just came up with that maybe. Talking you through like the good, the bad, how it's worked for me, how it's been really helpful. I have to say it's been super helpful during the month of like January and then February so far in terms of calming the itch to buy things. It really helps that, and just also the Index app is just very beautiful. I'll put the download link in the description box for you. I downloaded it over Christmas and was just like, oh, and I was just talking to the founders, and they were like, we want your wardrobe to be like front and center, so that the minute that you open the app, like that's what you're looking at. And it's true, it just looks very aesthetically pleasing. It's a very calming place to be. And yeah, I just enjoyed having a little scroll through. So it was really good to hear about app features they've got coming up. I gave them my feedback on those. And yeah, I just think they're building the perfect digital wardrobe app, which is exactly what I've been looking for. So give it a download. Like I said, if you're already on another wardrobe app, there's something special that could help you move things over. And yeah, we'll chat about it. Right, I need to sort out, okay, I've got a little bit of time before the lads come back. It's a turkey chili night. I think we're gonna have some rice with it and a broccoli as well. I'm just trying to get into the habit of having greenery with every dinner, because otherwise, everyone just do this when they need to grab a hairband. I'm like, in you go, you're not going anywhere. Yeah, I feel like otherwise it can get to the end of the day and I'm like, oh, I've eaten 0 vegetables. Oh, do you know what Mark did the other day? And I was like, that is genius. I've got my steamer here. And then he just chopped the broccoli over the steamer. I mean, this is definitely not the safest way to chop your broccoli, but it saves on a chopping board. And we're all for being speedy here these days. Broccoli for 3, let's get that one. Oh, I can unpack my purchases from earlier. Let's pop those in the washing up pile. Let me show you our extremely broken fish slice. This is what we've been using for years. You know what? I'm not going to get rid of it. I am slowly turning into my mother, who has like broken kitchen utensils from like 30 years ago. I bought new ones and then I'm just going to end up using my broken one, aren't I? Yeah, probably. Because it's a sewing club night, I will probably have just enough time to eat some dinner, do a quick clear up so I don't leave Mark with too much mess. I'll see if there's anything I can do now actually. And then I gotta go. The traffic is always pretty bad on the way there, but it does mean I get more Who Weekly time, which, as we discussed earlier, I need 3.5 hours a week to get all of that in. It's not a bad thing. I catch up with my WhatsApp messages, my voice notes. I actually don't mind being stuck in traffic these days. It's a bit of a break. My sewing teacher complimented my boots, which was very cool. Being able to be like, oh, £10 on vintage, it's like such flex. Anyway, today, oh my gosh, guys, darts are hard. I had to redo like my darts in the bust on the front of my dress. The teacher did one and like showed me how to do one side, and I did the other side, and I had to unpick it and redo it 5 times. So yeah, I just couldn't couldn't get the angle right, just couldn't sew on the correct line. Oh, just, yeah, we got there in the end. The persistence paid off. So this is this is the back that I showed you earlier. So back was done, but today we worked on the front. So I have front to my dress. I think it actually could be a good length, and I was thinking I might need to take a bit off of it, but I think the length could be all right. So these are my darts, here and here, and then we pressed the dart over, what did she call it? She called it like a tailor's pillow or something. It's called a ham. It's basically kind of like a rounded, really stiff, hard pillow, and you get your iron and you kind of steam it in like a round, soft shape, so they're not pointy Madonna type boob pieces. Just wait, let me take off my jacket and I can put it over the top for you, like that. I also had to top stitch the entire front long piece. Is it the straightest stitch? Probably not. I did some overlocking on the back, much better than my first attempt. I mean, yeah, you can definitely see it's a bit wonky, but that's okay, it's handmade. So I managed to do this. I mean, honestly, the darts took forever. It's one of those things you think, oh, a 2.5 hour lesson, that feels kind of long, but honestly, the darts easily took me probably a good hour and a quarter. It took me ages. This bit was actually quite quick once I got into like the top stitching bit, because I'd done it on the back, so I was repeating myself, that was all cool. And then from my interfacing that I bought earlier, I've cut out my pattern pieces, so next week I can strengthen the neckline and the armholes, and then I think I get started on pockets. It's 25 pages of instructions. Last week I think I did 3 pages. This week I did 1. My teacher was like, that's all right, that's how the cookie crumbles. Some weeks you do 1 page, other weeks you'll do like 8. But yeah, pockets seemed tricky. Pockets seemed to go on for like a good 4 pages. So yeah, that's gonna be fun next week. But honestly, it just completely flies by and is hard and tricky, but also relaxing at the same time. So there you go, love it. Everything is pretty organized in there. It's not too messy, so I can pop that back ready to go for next week. But I think this is it. Oh my gosh, this vlog is gonna be so long. But I hope you've enjoyed it. I've really just dedicated the day to the vlog. I feel like sometimes when I'm vlogging, I'm trying to do 1,000,001 things and shoot 1,000,000 different things and like do lots of IG reels and just shoot and get lots of other bits done, but actually that doesn't necessarily make for the best vlog, because I'm just like, I'm working. So hopefully you enjoyed just hanging out with me. It was really fun. I actually really enjoyed today and really enjoyed vlogging it. So let me know if you want to see more. I'm thinking next week I'm gonna do like a wardrobe digitalization, like mega manual, maybe talking you through some of the analytics that I like to look at, just kind of showing you how it helps me, because I feel like it's a really fun thing to do, especially if you're trying to kind of decrease the buying, playing with your wardrobe, into personal styling, all of that kind of thing. I think it's gonna be your jam. So yeah, that'll be coming next week, and then after that, maybe we'll do like an old school beauty video. I'm also thinking of a way to bring back kind of monthly favorites. Have you seen it? It's called like a monthly report, and it's like reading, like R-E-P-O-R-T, and they all stand for different things. It kind of might be a fun thing to do. Let me know if you're into that. Might do one for January, February. Time to pop turkey chili leftovers in the fridge. Maybe I'll have a little nibble of one of my chocolate bites and head to bed, because it is, oh, it's 9:20. That is bedtime. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a good weekend and good rest of the week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.